So actually, people are saying about justice for Ochanya or Banji, and I really feel about this girl because I do not know. I cannot say whether I really actually can feel what she feels, but I cannot imagine the pain that she went through. And just for some of us that is saying about this justice, I really want us to see the pain this girl passed through. So I'm going to talk about what she passed through as a VVF patient, as a victim of vesicovaginal fistula. And have you ever heard of the word vesicovaginal fistula? This vesicovaginal fistula is an infection that occurs when there is an abnormal opening in the opposite baho, meaning that that hole is not supposed to be there. So vesicovaginal fistula occurs when there is a hole between the vagina and the bladder. And so therefore I'm going to give you some instances to show you how close the bladder and the vagina are. First of all, have you ever noticed that sometimes some people, if they're having sex, that they do pee sometimes when they're having sex? This is because this shows the relationship of how close the bladder and the vagina is. Another instances you can also see about that is while giving birth. Some people, you will see that while giving birth, they will say, "Ma, do you feel pressed?" And when she's feeling pressed, they try to insert a catheter into her to be able to make sure that she delivers well. This shows that there is a very close relationship and that the bladder and the vagina are in a very close proximity. So now I will tell you what is vesicovaginal fistula. Vesicovaginal fistula occurs when there is a tear or when there is an injury in the bladder walls that causes a hole to form, and this makes any urine that one passes to go through the vagina. First of all, I want to tell you that in the bladder there is an amount of urine that is supposed to be there. The bladder is an organ that stores urine, and there is an amount of urine that is supposed to be there before the muscles contract, and then you feel like, I want to pee, or I'm pressed. But in this vesicovaginal fistula, because of that injury, because of that hole, my dear, saying what are the things that would arise, what are the complications. First of all, there is an abscess that can form there which can lead to infection, and this infection can travel from the bladder to the kidney and can spread to other organs of the body, as you know that each organ is connected to one organ in the body, and this could lead to a lot hole infection that can cause the body to shut down. This infection can also cause, it can also be a blood infection which we call sepsis. Apart from also that too, we can see that the child will have current UTI infections. The child will keep having infections upon infections, and the body of the child will not be able to carry it again. Now, what are the things this girl saw? What are the symptoms? What are the things this girl passed through? First of all, there was constant leakage of urine, meaning every part there was urine all over. Any place she sees urine, and there was unpleasant odor. Can you imagine someone that just urinated? You know how that person smells, right? That is how this girl was smelling. Now, another thing that could also happen again is that there was increased vaginal discharge. There will also be discharge from that place. You should say things that is coming out from her vagina. They can also in pains. She will feel abdominal pain, she will feel pains in her pelvic part, she will feel pains in the flank area. She will also feel burning sensation there because that place is always constantly wet with urine, and then she will feel infection. You know what urinary tract infection can do? You know every sign and symptoms you have seen from urinary tract infection, she can also feel all those things and more. And then with the pains and everything, that is the things this girl passed through. That is the symptoms of what we will say it's of a vesicovaginal fistula. And so therefore, I will always use this opportunity to say that this girl passed through a lot, and this girl deserves to be given the justice that she deserves even after she is dead. So please, justice for Ochanya Obanje.